Good morning, floss tube friends. This is take 4. Yes, so I've had a bit of a morning already trying to get this floss tube video filmed. Cat in and out, and another cat thinking about coming in. My husband switched the hall light off because I thought that would give me a little bit more light on this side. We shall see. But yeah, so I am back from my travels. It's been a while since I filmed. I think it's about 4 weeks. Or maybe not, I don't know. Time passes by and I lose track. It was the end of January when we went away. So yeah, it's about 6 weeks, and I think I filmed around the 22nd of January, something like that. Anyway, this is my floss tube update for probably January and February. The way I've got things set up today is I have 13 projects to show you. So yes, a mini WIP parade. What else? I have a couple of new starts. I have my WIP Go projects over there ready to show you. I'll go through a little bit of my plans that I made last year or at the beginning of the year, straight out the window, not working for me at all. And I've switched around my craft studio, hence I have my blinds behind me. Yeah, so hopefully this will work. I hope that you can see my projects okay, and we'll take it from there. I'll give a bit of a life update at the end. Yes, we had some adventures on our travels, but it was right at the end, so that was fine. Okay, the cats came in and now they've left, so that's good. You know how fickle cats can be. If you have a cat, you know how fickle they are. If you shut the door, they're like on the door, and then you open the door and they just go out. So I don't know anymore. And I have a t-shirt and it says, "So much floss, so little time." Isn't that true? But it's more like, so many projects, so little time. Yeah. Okay, let's get going. The first project I have to show you is my Hade Sal. This is the Wise and the Brave, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a kind of bit rusty. Yeah, so I think all in all, this chart has over 80,000, maybe 88,000 stitches to complete it. And I'm only doing the 6 pages. Well, my goal is to get the 6 pages done this year. I'm not interested in the free charts. They just didn't do it for me. But yeah, so my goal is to get the 6 pages done. And I'm still up here because I am dying to get down here, especially the robin. But yeah, I'm kind of holding off, delayed gratification here. So that's the Wise and Brave, the stitch along with Hade. And here it is. And because it's been a while, yeah. So I'm going row by row. I'm doing the Stitching Mummies method. So it's a 10 by 10 block and you carry it along. I'm venturing into a little bit of parking, but not too much. I'm a bit scared about that. But it's working out okay. I'm on my 5th row. I'm completing my 5th row across. yeah, and what I've done is I counted up my stitches, and roughly I've done 14,191 stitches since I think it was the very end of December until now. So that's where I'm at. I've actually put in 200 stitches this morning, so it is a bit more than that. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's looking. Actually, I could stitch on this all the time, I feel, at the moment. And that could change. And that's going to factor into my plans, I think. So that's the first one. Second up is my travel piece. And I haven't really shown this one for a long time, even though I've stitched on it a bit here and there. This is the Prairie School of Santa for 2009, the hockey Santa. My husband is a big hockey fan. Bless him. He supports the Maple Leafs. Yeah. They're not doing very well. Yeah, so I did stitch on this. I didn't put many stitches in this. 59 stitches. Oh, and here's Jack again. Jack is back. You coming up, Jack? You coming here? Here he is. Let me show you. Say hello. There he is. He's looking to see what he can get into trouble with. Right? Yep. Do you have any threads hanging that I can have a go at? No. Okay, he's settling in. Okay, so this is the hockey Santa. And yeah, I think this will be the last one I do for a while. I'm not sure yet. I think this is number 5. Oh, he's found this. Okay. And this is where I am. So what I put in my 59 stitches was all the green here. Yeah. So I've quite enjoyed this. This is, I'll show you all of them. There's one I've got a frog out. But yeah, that's 1, 2, number 3, number 4, I think was last year's, I'm not sure, and then number 5. So yeah, quite happy with that. No, it's not for your claws, mister. Oh, he's in one of those moods. This is going to be a tricky one, I think. Okay. So, how was your month? How was February for you guys? Did you get much stitching done? Did you get as much done as you wanted to? That never happens, does it, really? Can we ever say that we got as much done as we wanted to? We always need to be satisfied with what we did do. Okay, Jack has now messed up where I was going to put my projects, because he came back. But he's my stitching buddy, so I'll do the best I can. Okay, next up is, this was a new start. I think it was in January, and I don't know if I showed it or not. So this is Mirabilia, and it's Princess Eliana. I'm stitching this for my granddaughter Olivia. It is being stitched on a 32 count linen nightshade by Bestitch Me. And Eliana, Princess Eliana got 900, what did she get? She got 935 stitches, and I really don't know which way is up. Usually I put a T for the top, and I don't have a needle minder on here or a needle in here to show me that, yeah, that's the top. So I'm just going to show you. I don't think there's any beads in this one, but it's not a bad start. So I don't know which way it goes, but I'm going to show you this way. I love the fabric. It's a beautiful light purple lilac-y colour. But yeah, not a bad start. So that is Princess Eliana. And I'm using all the cord 4 threads, and I'm sorry, I have to put them away. Okay. And I should have left the zips undone. Okay. I don't know where to put them. Okay, next up I have Falling Snow. This is a Shannon Christine design. This is my snow day stitch, and it snowed last night, so my husband had to shovel this morning. So I have to stitch on this one today, 100 stitches. But this is coming along really well. Yes, Jack. He's like, oh, is there going to be any hanging threads? He's very interested. So this is how far I am. This is the end of the design here. And Falling Snow, lately I've only put in 100 stitches. I didn't know how far back to go, so yeah. And I know before we left, we had a lot of snow. It was crazy. But it's calming down. It's only snowed a couple of times since we've been back. A few times. I think my husband would beg to differ because he's out there shoveling. But we're not getting major snowstorms, which is a good thing, right? Because we've had so much snow. There's so much snow out there. It's crazy. It's going to take a long time for it to melt. And it's March the 1st. So come on. And it's cold. Today is cold. Okay, next up I have Rejoice Evermore, and it's from With Thy Needle and Thread. And this is a conversion that was done by Roxy Flosco. So I'm using all her colourful threads and her linen, which is a 36 count porcelain. Aren't you impressed? I actually have the name of the linen. It won't last. This I finished the whole border. I went round and I did all of the flowers. I guess it goes this way. I have to watch Jack. He's too engrossed in all this fabric flapping about, and I don't iron, and boy, can you see it on here. So this is, yeah, Rejoice Evermore by With Thy Needle and Thread. So it's all the border is done. So I'm really happy with this. No, Jack, thank you. Keep your paws to yourself. No. He's going to be a problem today. He's got one on him. No. Ugh. Yeah. So I'm really happy with this one. So now I can start coming down from the top and filling in all of these. I think I've started this one here. but I don't know when that's going to be. This was my WIP Go call for February. And I put in 951 stitches in this one. And I can show you the threads from Roxy Floss Co. Here they are. Look how gorgeous they are. Oh, actually, I shouldn't be showing you these because of Jack. So this is where we are. Yeah, aren't they beautiful? So I'm just going to pop those back in. I won't zip it up. How about that? I'll save your ears a little bit. Oh, I need to put the fabric name in there. Okay, next up I have, what do I have? This is Union Jack. So let me show you a picture of this. This is by Vivsters. Shouldn't be too far down there. Okay. Okay, this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I changed the grey on this to a 2 because I wanted to be able to see the white through it. I'm really quite happy with it. Okay. It can be quite challenging wrestling with a big piece of fabric, especially when you've got a cat right next to you who's very keen to catch anything that's dangling. Okay. All right. So this is how much I've got done. I believe this was a WIP Go project as well, and I took it on my trip with me. And I stitched, I believe, I stitched all the grey. Let me fold it again a bit more. So I stitched all of this, and then I brought the red all the way out. So I've completed one full page, and I'm working on another one. And I did some of the dark, I filled in some of these, the dark navy, very dark navy. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's gone away now for a while. Not too sure when this is going to come out. I think it will again this year. We'll see. Yeah. Put this one away. You know, it's quite, it can be quite daunting when you haven't done a WIP floss tube video for a while, and you have a big pile of stuff to show, and you don't remember what you showed last time. So yeah, it's taken me a while to actually get myself into gear. Okay, so this next one is Maximum Cross Stitch. It's that's who it's designed by, and it was, I think, an exclusive by Evertote. So the fabric is by Roxy Floss Co, and it's called September's Revenge. And I really got into this one. I would like to get this finished this year. This is being stitched on, I believe, a 28 count panettone, and hanging thread. Okay, where's my board? It's here. This is really coming along. Where am I? I finished the blue flower here, did this part of the letter, and I started bringing the green up. I finished the pumpkin, and I started down here. Oh, and I did this here. So yeah, I'm finding it kind of challenging as to which page what part of the chart is on, but it, you know, that's me. So I'm using Roxy Flosco fabric and threads, all the called for, and I'm quite liking it. I wasn't sure at first, but I quite like it now. So this is something I would like to get finished this year, because it's not a huge stitch. Really not. All I have left, and get it to focus, I need to do all these words here, all these letters here, and these motifs, and bring this around. Oh, I've done this. So it's not a huge amount. Can't get it to focus really. It's making me go cross-eyed. Or maybe it's just me, but yeah. So that's September's Revenge. There. So this I started in 2023. So it's time. It's more than time to be finished. Nice bag that came with the project. So yeah, got a little pouch. It's got all my threads in it. I do like Evertote's bags. Now, I am a former quilter, so I have a ton of fabric, and I could be making myself a lot of project bags. I would never sell them, but this is very well done. And I was thinking, well, yeah, I'd only put a zip at the top, but it's got a nice lining and it's soft, so it's got some batting in between. It's very nice. Yeah, I do like that bag. I don't have many project bags, like fancy ones. Yeah, no. So September's Revenge got 761 stitches, which isn't bad, I don't think. So what do I have next? Oh, I have a story around this one. So this is one of my WIP goes. It's called The Storyteller, and it's by, who's it by? Wendy Andrews, and it was charted by Stitches So Beautiful. And I really struggled with this, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't get why this is done this way, but all of the flosses that you need, they're not in alphabetical order. So everything is all over the place trying to find things. So hence I only got like 122 stitches in this project, because I was absolutely frustrated with it. Talk about slow going. And I'll show you where I'm at. So I'll tell you what my solution is. So I'm changing all my projects from not doing page by page, but doing it a 10 by 10 block. So this is, I would say, a 25 count Lugana, and it's not gridded. So I think I have the first page done, and then I'm starting to go this way because I've got my hanging threads. So I can see there's a cat hair on there. Yeah, totally frustrated. I don't know why they did that. It's so hard trying to find your symbol. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I do with my full coverages predominantly. I'm kind of moving over this way. So this is my box for the wise and brave. And I have put, let's see which way around it goes. So these are all my threads. And here, if you look here, these are all the symbols. And then you put the corresponding thread, a few lengths of it that correspond with that symbol. And let me tell you, it's a game changer. It makes my life so much easier. I do not use Pattern Keeper. I have it, I just can't get my head around it. I use GoodNotes. And I love it. I mean, I can highlight it, I can do whatever I want. If I have a paper pattern, I just take a photo and upload it into GoodNotes, and away I go. I mean, it's no big deal. So I'm going to put the symbols from this chart onto those organizers. Now, this one has 160 colors and they hold 50 colors each. So technically I need 4, but you can get ones with just 30 colors on it. So 3 big ones and a small one. So I'm going to do that, and that will make my life a lot easier because I just can't deal with it. Not at all. It really spoils your enjoyment, and that's not why you stitch. It's not to make it hard, it's to make it easy on yourself and enjoyable. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the other, I think this was January's WIP Go. Also, a stitch is so beautiful, and I love these charts. This is In the Arms of Grace, again by Wendy Andrews. I love the animals in them. The animals and the folksy lady and man. I guess they're kind of Russian or something, but I just love the image. And let me see how many stitches. I got 505 stitches in this one. And you know, for the floss, it's all listed numerically. I think I said alphabetically before. They're all listed numerically. It's the same. I don't know, maybe it was one of the first ones they did or something, and everything is just all over the place. It's a nightmare. Okay, doing a little better with this one. Still not getting as much done to it as I would like to. And yeah, 505 stitches. So I've completed the first page, and now I'm moving across in the 10 by 10 block. And it is getting easier. This was so confetti heavy, this one. It took me forever. I'm not a particularly fast stitcher, which is okay. I do it, I cross stitch for enjoyment, not for speed. Although it can be a little, I often say this, it can be a little demoralizing when people are getting like 2,000 stitches in in a sitting, and I'm like, yeah, no. So again, all my full coverages are on 25 count, and they're 1/1 full cross. So that's that one. This one is a project that I'm stitching for my grandson. And I don't know if I have an image for him. No, it's the actual chart. Okay, so if any of you are familiar with Link, because I'm not, this is what I'm stitching for my grandson. And this is how much I've got done. So when you want some easy stitching, this is very much block stitching. Although I was stitching with a friend the other day, I couldn't, it took me over an hour, maybe 2 hours, just to get like 20 stitches in here, because I kept stitching it and I was stitching it wrong. I had to, you know, frog it out and start again. Anyways, that's where I'm at with Link. His birthday's in June. I don't think I'm going to get that done. I've got 2 more pages to do. I've started the 3rd page and it's quite stitch heavy, the next 2 pages. So maybe for Christmas, I'll aim for Christmas and we'll see. And I think this is just, I think it's a 32 count scrappy piece of linen that I have. Anyway, it'll look wonderful when it's finished. Next up, I have, oh, this is a new start. Yay. A new start. It is Season Circle by Little Dove Designs, and it's the, I'm doing the spring. Here it is, because it's moving into spring, so I wanted to do a spring one. And I'm not sure what I'm stitching it on. I've no idea. But this is how much I've got done. So the windows in the house are supposed to be done in the dark colour here in the roof. And I'm thinking of changing that to just do them white and then do the outline of the window panes in the dark colour. You know, when you, there is a little bit of back stitch. You see, it looks very dark. But then this bit is white. I don't know. Now I don't know. Maybe just do as you're told and chart it as it is written. Stitch it as it is charted. That'd be the right way of saying it. But yeah, I really like this. It's really cute. And I got into this one 819 stitches in total. I started it when I went on my cruise. So whenever I go on a cruise, I start a new project. Don't we do silly things? But yeah. So yeah, I started it on the cruise. And I think, oh no, this one's Link. See, I'm getting messed up. See how easy it is? I didn't put Link away. So you just pop him in there. And, you know, I have very fancy project bags. They do the trick. That's the main thing. So, yeah. Okay. Next up, I have another WIP Go for last month, it's Charlotte Warrington 1838. This was reproduced by the Needlework Press, and it was an exclusive. And really, this is a huge project, but I really got into it this time. I haven't done much work on it, but I really did get into it. And so I'm kind of feeling that way. So I'm giving you a hint of my plans. So I used to, just like a lot of us, I used to be just a monogamous stitcher, or I may have had 2 projects on the go. Now I have, I don't know anymore. Marching on to 60, I think. Yeah, so this is where I'm at with this one. This is a fox and rabbit fabric called hog bristle, and I believe it's 36 count. And where I worked this time was, wow, so I did this and I finished this off, and then I came up here and started doing these, and I did the outline of this flower so then I can just fill it in. But it's looking pretty good. It always looks better on the camera. So I'm quite happy with this. I got into this one, where is it? 807 stitches. So I think my goal was to try and do, well, my initial goal for WIP Go was 500 stitches. Now I've changed it to 1,000 stitches. But on Charlotte, I got 807 stitches. So yeah, don't ask me why. Why that one is different. Okay. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. Bit of a crash. All right. And go back. Just put that down there. Okay. So now we come to my last project that I worked on, which I started on Friday. This was one of the very first full coverages that I bought. It's no longer available. It's called Winter Outfit by Myra Petit. And I just love the image. I just love it. So I decided, I'm never going to have the pleasure of stitching on it if I don't start it. So that's what I did. And I have another one that I want to start, which is one of my very first full coverages. I didn't get too many stitches in this at all. I have a hanging thread because I'm trying to part just a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. And I don't have this set up on floss organizers or anything. So I was like choosing the next couple of 2 symbols and then going over to my floss boxes over there and picking up the floss. So that'll change. So this is where I'm at. Top left. Oh yeah, cat hair, what can you do? So yeah, top left corner, going across. I really enjoy doing the typewriter method. I kind of do it my way. I don't know if it's the way that Sarah the Stitching Mummy does it, the way she invented it. So basically I take a 10 by 10 block and I stitch the symbols in that block, and I'll go down a bit and I'll go further across a bit. I don't just stay within that block, because yeah, that'd be a bit regimented, I think. So that's how I do it. So that is the last of my projects that I've been working on. And I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to go and get my WIP Go projects. Maybe I'll put these, yeah, I'll just go and get my WIP Go projects. I have them out, they're over there. Okay, that took a long time, didn't it? So, all right, so how my WIP Go works, I have 2 boards in one, and I have one full coverage project and one basically a sampler or something like that every month. I had a bit of an anomaly last month because one of my full coverages hasn't even been released yet. I've been waiting since just before Christmas. It's called Christmas in Wonderland, and I'm trying to be patient. I'm still waiting, but it came up on my WIP Go board last month. So I've moved it into the number 13 spot. So we'll see. If that gets called soon, I still may not have it. Anyway, so the first 2 projects I'm going to show you are the full coverage ones. This is Christmas Animals Box. It's a stamped Stitch Club project. Now, I love this. I'm not in love with the stamped project. I don't know if I will be able to get 500 stitches in this. It's supposed to be stitched 2/1 or 2/2. I'm not, whatever. But I don't even know where I stitched. Oh, I think I put about 20 or 30 stitches in this. So I'm going to give it a go. Look at it. It's a mess. Yeah, I think it's 2 strands. And it's tiny. I like stitching 1/1. The good thing about this is the fact I have the paper chart as well. They do a fantastic job. But I don't know, and it's really stiff. I'm going to give it a go. So I'm supposed to put 1,000 stitches in each of my WIP Go projects. This will probably take me a week to get 1,000 stitches in it. Maybe, I don't know. But if I don't make 1,000 stitches on it, please forgive me. I'm just going to give it a go, and hopefully I can get into it. I really need to be able to get into it to fully appreciate it. And then maybe I'll find it easier going. I see so many people stitching them. I'm just not sure. I just thought I would give it a go. So that's the Christmas box, is what I call it. And the next WIP Go that I'll be stitching is my very first, I think this was the very first one I bought. Then I bought the winter outfit, and then there's another one that I bought, which I'll show you soon because I'm going to start it. So this is Lady Godiva. She's from my hometown. And so I felt, I got to stitch that. I'm not very far in it. I started in 2022, towards the end of 2022, when I first got back into stitching. So yeah, I kept changing what fabric I was stitching on and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I found my preferred fabric. And so I'm stitching her on a 25 count Lugana or even weave, whichever. Is Lugana and even weave the same thing? I kind of think it is. But so anyways, I've nearly done a full page. Well, I've done 3/4 of a full page, I would say. And then I decided I'm going to do the 10 by 10 block. So it's a lot of black and I'm just stitching across. Just below this page though, over here, you start to get the horse's ears. But I'm going to tough it out and I'm going to do the 10 by 10 block. Actually, if you look at the picture, it's only black to here and then it's kind of the brickwork. But yeah. So I felt compelled to stitch this one. That I will leave to my sons. I don't know which one would want it. At this point, I don't think either one of them would want it because they would never go back to England. But hey. Okay. My next project for WIP Go is pandemic. So now I've done the top row of pages, most of it, but I've made a mistake in here. So I'm like, do I just frog that out and stitch it so I'm happy with it, or just, you know, have the joy of starting a new page over here and then work my way across. I'm probably going to start here and I'll figure that out later because I really would like to get some stitches into this one. You have to be careful. I would like to be able to see if I could fudge it, but I don't want to carry a problem with the whole design all the way down. So that's why I'm starting all the way over on the right. So yeah, so just bear with me a minute. All right, so yeah, that's the top row of pages. This is where I went wrong in here. The rabbit's not in the right place or something. So I'm going to start all the way over here. So this will be my starting point. And away I will go. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this. So what I do is with my WIP Go, so at the beginning of each week in a month, and it works out, you know, for February, on a Monday, I start my WIP Go. So I work on one WIP Go project a week. And that works for me. Pretty happy with that. Get that back in there. Okay, and the second WIP Go project is a sampler. She is my namesake, this young lady. This is Anne Oliver from 1845. I'm stitching this with all the called for silks, 103s and Soie d'Alger. So my maiden name was Oliver. My middle name is Anne without the E. So yeah, plus it's very pretty. So I started this some time ago. Oh, look at me. I have the name of the fabric. So it's being stitched on a 32 count linen in lightly salted, not roasted. And this is going to be my starting point. Not too far in this. I think I got this for Christmas. My husband bought it for me in 2022. Would it have been 2022? Yeah, it was the dreaded Christmas where we lost power on Christmas Eve. Yeah, not too funny. So yeah, that's my starting point. I've done all of the border and it did meet up. So yeah, all the way around. So now I can just fill in as I go, and I'm stitching it 2/2, I think, fabric threads. So yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So that'll be another one. Okay, so that's my WIP go for March. Plans. Plans. What can I say? So beginning of the year, my plans were to put all my projects on various wheels, my samplers, my full coverage, everything else. And I was going to spin the wheel and stitch on whatever comes up. I don't like to be dictated to, even if I'm dictating to myself. I don't know, I just, it kind of killed the buzz, really. So when I came back from vacation, I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I joined a challenge, and I think it's the Something Insane Stitches. So you have a focus piece for the month. And my focus piece is going to be the Wise and the Brave. And for every 1,000 stitches that you do in the month or something, you get added into a drawer. I'm not really bothered. I'm just going to stitch on it. But I was thinking, you know, I could stitch on that one monogamously. I really could. I really enjoy it. And the same with the winter outfit. I don't know if it's the colours that really pull me in, because they're lighter than a lot of the colours of the other ones I'm stitching at the moment. So my goal is, it's not fully formulated, but that is going to be my monogamous stitch more or less this month. However, I've got my WIP goes to complete, so it's not quite monogamous. So I have my WIP goes to complete. That's my focus stitch. I also have my the Better to See You With, and he has been so neglected. So I need to put 100 stitches in him every day. I need to get back to that. So otherwise it's never going to be done. And I would love it to be done in my lifetime. So yeah, so that's my plan. I do have to work on my falling snow because it snowed, so I need 100 stitches in that. What else? And then if I feel like it, I mean, I don't have to just work on that one. So if I get to a point where, oh, you can work on something else if you want to, or start something, how about that? Then I just will. I'm kind of like a bit of a sweewee and a little bit of focus and my WIP go. So that's my plan. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know what your plans are for March. I would be interested. Maybe you could pique my interest as to what you're doing that I could do. I also, oh yeah. So this year I wasn't going to buy anything, right? Yeah, that went by the wayside. By the end of January, I joined Hands-On Design Patreon. So I'm doing their smalls. Oh yeah, so I have to do that. You see how it goes? Like you think, oh yeah. So yeah, there's a small that I have to complete because the next one has come out. So I have to do a small. I joined the Patreon to make me do smalls because I'd like to give them to my grandchildren or, you know, and the big kids, that kind of thing. So yeah, so there's that. I did that, and then I purchased a couple of the Nashville designs, and I have a list of more. And there's a stitches, so I'm still waiting for the Christmas in Wonderland. And there's a Stitches So Beautiful chart, another full coverage. So the Christmas in Wonderland and the Stitches So Beautiful one, they're both full coverage. And the Stitches So Beautiful one reminds me of Jack. He's my buddy. It's the, if you go and look at it, it's the cat. Well, no, I'm not going to try and find it. This is already a very long video. It's a picture of a cat, and there's all these ribbons hanging down with little hearts on, like a Valentine thing. And if I can do it so that I can make his chin black, it's a black and white cat. Oh yeah, I almost broke into song with Postman Pat. You'd have to be British to understand that. Postman Pat and his black and white cat. Yeah, so he reminded me of Jack. And I have another chart, a full coverage chart, that reminds me of my other cat, Mia, which she has never made an appearance on FlossTube. But I honestly, I do have two black and white cats, tuxedos. Anyway, this is getting a very lengthy video. I've got an itchy nose, mainly from Jack. Yeah, so I went on a cruise. It was a 13-night cruise. And we went to Cyprus. Where did we go? Forgot already. We went to Cyprus, Turkey, Greece, and Malta. Various places, because it was very much a touring cruise. It was 13 nights, and we only had 3 sea days, which I found, I like my sea days because I stitch on sea days and I really enjoy that. But this was like almost day after day after day. You're off the ship and you're doing a tour, you're walking a lot, which that doesn't bother me. I enjoy it. But we saw some amazing things. Let me see if I can bring them up on here just to give you a taster. She says, oh, it's gone too far. This is the Parthenon in Greece, which is in the Acropolis. Ugh, let me see. It's part of the Acropolis. It was a great tour. Oh, here you go. a lot of steps, a lot of people, and it wasn't even, it was kind of off season. Look at this amphitheater. Totally amazing. I'm glad we went when we did, because I couldn't deal with it being hot. Don't like hot weather. This is the medieval town of Rhodes, the medieval city of Rhodes. But we also have, this was a sunset off my balcony. Oh yeah. This is in Ephesus in Turkey. Look at those frescoes. An amazing place. An amazing place with, what's that, Turkey? No, that was Knossos. Maybe I didn't take any yeah, no. Okay, I don't know why I don't have Ephesus. Probably my husband took all the pictures for that. But yeah, so we were on this cruise and we were just pulling into Athens. We had an overnight in Athens, and then the next day we were to get off the ship. Well, at like 2 o'clock in the morning, as we were getting closer to Athens, the ship lost power. We had absolutely no power. We couldn't flush the toilet. We had no water, no internet, but we were close enough to port. We were about 2 miles or so out of port. So my husband could get internet from the port. So yeah, it was interesting. We had about 6 tugboats tug us into port, this big cruise ship. Yeah, and we were told, you know, the captain came on and he said he'll keep us posted as he finds out more and more information. But apparently what happened, there was a fire, an electrical fire, and that's what took out all the power. And this had happened before. This wasn't the first time. It happened on this ship last year, last June or July. And apparently when the ship was first built, it's an old ship, 25 years old or something like that. 7 years in, they had that issue then. So there was, yeah. Anyway, so we got off the ship and we did our things in Athens. We went to the Acropolis and the Parthenon and all of that. We went with some friends. And then we weren't getting any notification, neither Len or I. And then our friends said, oh, they're telling us to get off the ship and they will pay for a hotel, pay for food, pay for transportation, and reimburse us for the last night on the ship, whatever. So we're like, okay, but we didn't rush to get back. So, and Len and I didn't get any notification. Anyway, we had lunch and then we went off. We went and got a taxi, went back to the port, and there was like huge lineups. We had to organize for a hotel in one part. Then we go to get on the ship. And when you get on the ship, or get off the ship for that matter, you have a card and they scan the card, the barcode on the card. Well, of course, they couldn't do that because there was no power. So they were handwriting everything. Who's on the ship, who's off the ship. Basically, that's how it worked. So you can imagine the delays. So we get on the ship and then we're kind of like like people are coming off with all their suitcases, and it's just, yeah, a bit chaotic to say the least. So we get on the ship, we throw everything into a suitcase, and we get off as fast as we can, and we get a cab with our friends, we go to a hotel, and we had a nice evening and all of that. It wasn't too bad. It would have been a different story if we were out in the middle of the Aegean Sea or something. That would have been a different story, and it was the people who were on the same cruise in the same area last year in June or July. They lost power, right? So no AC, no toilets, no whatever. Yeah, 5 days. They had 5 days left of their cruise, and I could only imagine. Anyway, it was okay for us. But we were getting ready for bed, and Len goes, "Where's my laptop?" He left his laptop on the ship. So yeah, it wasn't allowed to go back on the ship. Not that we could, because we had to get a flight that day home. So anyway, they finally contacted him last week saying they found his laptop. It will cost €300 to send your laptop back. It's a fairly new laptop. He's had it a year. So what do you do? So he paid for that. So he should get it next week sometime. So that was the fun and games on our trip. Overall, it was a really good cruise. I would have liked a few more sea days in there, make it a bit longer. But every tour that we did, we had brilliant tour guides, and it was just amazing. So I'm happy with that. So we are over an hour into this video. So I hope you all have strapped yourselves in and had some kind of a beverage with you. So now I'm going to love you and leave you. I am going to be back in a week. It will be a short video because I won't have that many projects. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 4, something like that. We'll see how it goes. Be nice to just do short videos, because then you don't have big piles of mess to put away, because it's all there piled up. Oh, and there was one more thing I was going to do. I was going to show you my space, my craft studio. So I am going to try and turn this video around. No, can't do that. So I'm just going to show you. So this is how I have it all set up. So I've got 2 Kallaxes, one that I was already using, and the other one I just brought upstairs, or my husband did, I should say. And then I have my floss boxes sitting on them, so I can reach the bottom drawers, TV in the middle, and my other floss boxes. And over here, I have my TARDIS with my projects in. And I've already rearranged. I just got those boxes on Friday, and I have all my kits in there. And I have some charts in the bottom ones. So yeah, all 4 of the top boxes there have kits in them. I don't know if anybody's interested in a kit parade or whatever, but let me know. So that's how I've rearranged my room. And so now I'm going to love you and leave you. If you can be anything today, please be kind. And I'll see you soon. See you next Sunday. Bye.